So as the DNA dance gets woken up and these different layers of our subtle body come back online and begin to integrate, we start waking up to not just communications with these beings in unseen realms. We start waking up to our capacity to heal, to alchemize, and we wake up to the dream that is our purpose for incarnating, right? Now, some people would call that soul purpose. In my experience about soul purpose is that your natural inclination is always in alignment with that, and your soul purpose evolves as your life progresses. So soul purpose will start like, say, yeah, it is going to school, becoming a nurse, doing this, doing that, right? But then then something else comes in, and something else comes in, and you evolve in the depth of that work. So it would make sense to me, Susan, that would be part of your purpose, because there's a lot of alchemizing you did within your world, and now it's coming back together. It's coming back together. There's opportunities of full circleness, right? So okay, so this other piece, this environment that you surround yourself by. All right, so our DNA dance is opening. Quite literally, people that are not a good frequency match or disharmonic are getting ejected out of our lives. Sometimes we might find that to be a relief. Sometimes we might find that really hard and traumatic because we get attached to people, right? We get attached to certain dysfunctional or codependent ways, all this stuff. Either way, they're getting ejected. And as people are getting ejected out of our world, and then not just people, it could be places, it could be jobs, it could be situations. It's like a lot of things are getting ejected out of our lives as our DNA dance gets awoke, and those subtle levels of our biosuit start coming online and becoming exponentially more activated, engaged, and integrating within our system. So that takes us to the next piece, is how valuable our environment is to our personal experience. It is essential to take great care of what you resonate with in your environment. It is essential. That means that means surround myself with nature, surround myself with beauty, surround myself with good quality humans that I feel comfortable with, that I really feel natural sense of love and care for, and this kind of thing. So, and it's because our biofield naturally seeks to entrain with the highest frequency in its environment. So if you're in the forest, so to speak, your subtle bodies, your energy field is seeking to entrain with the highest frequency of that forest. Many times it's an ancient tree. And when you know it, many of the other trees within the forest are also in connection and entrained with the ancient tree, right? So it's that is a natural, very natural, easy way to entrain yourself with a frequency that brings out your capacities, your gifts. But there's other ways too. Being around certain kinds of people can entrain your system in such a way that bring online your gifts. Being entrained by different exospecies, being surrounded, say you have a lot of fairy villages and stuff on your land, that's also going to entrain your energy, and it's going to help bring forward certain levels of your subtle body online where you can engage and activate your capacities. So this is really a big deal, bigger deal than anybody's ever really, I think, given weight to. Because what happens is that what do you tell someone that's affected by everybody? Oh, you need better boundaries, right? You need better shielding. Here, try this. You know what I mean? We are taught with the mentality that's backwards than the truth of what nature is. Nature is interconnected with all things. That's not a boundary violation. That is the way it is. That's just the way life is. We are woven deeply. We are deeply connected. You know, what happens on the other side of the world in the natural world has a direct impact on what's happening in our natural world. This interconnectedness is not a breach of or lack of boundaries. It is just the truth of Mother Nature and how it works. Okay. So I have a really great story to illustrate the power of entrainment. So I'm at this conference, and one of the group that's there is called Vision Without Eyes. I'll say that again so you guys can write it down if you want to research it. Vision Without Eyes. It's called VWE. And there's webinars or workshops that you can go to in person to get trained in this technique. You guys can check it out for yourself. It's Vision Without Eyes. Excuse me. And one of the demonstrations was, so these were psychic games, this conference. They were competing with psychic abilities. And I know people might wonder how you do that, but now that I understand the roots of where this came from, it does make sense. And then it's about the accuracy with remote viewing, the telekinesis, who is more direct and potent and accurate with their telekinesis. You know, so they had people competing like this. So one of the competitions was with this gal, and she won, of course. So what this is Vision Without Eyes. Is that it's a mask that goes over your eyes and third eye, and there's a certain kind of technique that one engages in to open the eyes that you have in your subtle body that's not your physical eyes. And this is actually a really old technique. I studied this a long time ago with Drunvalo. Several other people have been doing the Awaken Heart work for decades, literally decades. So it's not new, but what this guy has done and the way he's doing it is just a twist on an old ancient wisdom. And the old ancient wisdom is that consciousness is everywhere. Every single cell of your body, which you have trillions of cells, every single cell of your body has an eye within it. Okay, has an eye of consciousness within it. And you guys have seen the psychedelic art where there's eyes all over the wall, or the plant is a bunch of eyes, you know, so this is not a new concept. But what this guy has done is that they're able to put you through a week-long training to awaken that ability to see through those eyes. Okay, so and this particular young lady is extremely adept at this practice. So, I mean, she can read, you put blindfold on her and she can read a page. She can, you know, anything you put in front of her, it's as if her eyes are open, and it's immediate. And you can tell she's not guessing, because she was 100% accurate with her answers, right? So the accuracy was 100%. So there was no, you know, 50-50, you know, and nothing by chance there. But then it goes on to find out more about her, is that she has an autistic daughter. And I don't mean mildly autistic. She has a very, very autistic daughter. And I mean, I'm not sure how to quantify that in the scale. She is verbal. She does speak, but not in, you know, not how would speak, right? And the way she relates and all this stuff. So the studies they've done, there's been lots of studies of these autistic kids, and I've known about them for quite some time. It's just that the knowledge and the implications of this has just recently come to the surface with this experience. So if you want to research that, that's called the telepathy tapes, where they talk about the profound telepathic abilities of these autistic kids. So she has an autistic daughter, and her energy field has been getting entrained with this super psychic autistic daughter for, I think the daughter was 12 years old. So at least 12 years. So what I'm saying with that, oh, and the psychic connection is so strong, is that the mom can read the question and the autistic daughter can spell out the answer on a letterboard. So for example, she was given a question that nobody knew. She didn't say out loud. She just read it, held it in her mind, which was, what color is the sun, right? And and the autistic daughter spelt out the answer. There was no communication between, no communication around this question between the mom and the daughter. And the autistic daughter was able to spell out the answer, which was yellow, right? So now this gal with the, who learned the technique and is so proficient at it, my theory is when I see that she's like over, so amazingly at it, is because her subtle bodies have been entrained with her autistic, super psychic autistic daughter for over 12 years. So it's really, so it's integrated. These subtle bodies are integrated into her being, fully. And therefore, that's why these abilities come to her so quickly. So what we surround ourselves by, who we surround ourselves by, is essential to our walk as we unlearn our conditioning to become authentic, expressive humans. An authentic soul expression of us through this biosuit. Who we have in our immediate circles, who you are sleeping next to, who is in your house, who is who is it that you experience on a daily basis. That is absolutely essential to the cultivation of these subtle bodies and integration of these subtle bodies. And like I said, with these subtle bodies, what comes online are your capacities as a seer, as a communicator, as as a being that I'm going to say is an ambassador to these beings of the unseen realm.